Alright, I think I have everything just okay. I'm a little early, so wait for people to drop in. See how y'all are doing today. I have a bunch of different things I want to talk about. But I do want to try to make this a short stream. I'm feeling okay today, but yesterday was a really stressful day. It took a lot out of me. So I'm kind of tired. So I actually want to go take a nap after this. And look, this is what happens in Florida. The hair that is growing in is super frizzy and curly, and I straightened that. So I do what I can, but there's just really not much. You can't put lipstick on a pig. You can't do it. So anyway, the first couple of things, and I wrote everything down because I have such a bad memory. One thing I wanted to talk about before anything else was about the the jab, because a lot of people are talking about it, and a lot of people are, really focused on it right now of what's right and what's wrong and what's happening with the suppression of the doctors and the people that actually are in the know. And the fact that they have silenced, I don't know if you guys remember this, in the beginning of COVID, there were these two doctors, may have been three, but I think it was two doctors that had come forward and said things like, yes, we're having good response with the malaria drug, and yes, we are having good response with the vitamin C, and all these other things. They were outright admitting that these things were helping, and they were completely silent. I mean, I don't know where they are now, but they were completely silenced. Their licenses were revoked. So, sometimes Extreme Reality Check talks about how this is economic warfare. And honestly, that's really true. It is economical warfare. Let's think of how many, like I'm really new to YouTube. I don't have a lot of followers, of course, and I don't make any money, and I don't want to make any money. And my whole thing is just passing on information and having places where, we can all get together and talk and chat and share ideas. And, just like with me with the lung cancer, I have to be honest, that's a subject I never learned anything about because I didn't want, you know what I mean? I didn't want to know anything about it. And now with the situation I'm in, I want everyone's feedback. I want to know what everyone thinks. Because when you compile, education is not read this is what it is, swallow this, regurgitate this, and move with this. That's not education, and that's not knowledge. Education is looking at all the information and then making an educated decision on what the hypothesis is. This is not rocket science. This is all basics, 7th grade economic class. And I know now they probably don't even teach economic classes in school. I'm sure they don't. And if they do, they're probably bass backwards. So it's basic economics. And just like Extreme Reality Check was saying on one of her videos, I've been stuck on her lately. And I do have links for her this time. And I will put them in. I know I didn't last time, and I'm sorry. But I will put them in this time. But she was talking about how she had a Teespring store, and literally all of the words on her shirts were #Jesus. They didn't say anything else. They didn't say anything about fake news. They didn't say anything that was hate comment or any of that. #Jesus. They shut her store down. Now this girl has a lot of followers because she's really amazing. And she probably does hopefully make money in other ways. But I just think it's so crazy. And when you have situations like this, just like Mark was saying, if you can't help financially, there's so many other ways you can help. We all have multiple Google accounts. Let the creators set up the playlist of creators and let their videos just run. And that way it goes through all of their commercials, and they get a percentage of that. So then all their commercials are running to full length, and they will make something off that. But as far as I'm concerned, if I'm going to contribute to a creator, I'm contributing to them directly in their pocket. I'll be damned if YouTube's going to get a shit of it. Like, that's crazy. You're going to shut us down, you're going to shut us up, but when it's time for you to make a penny, you're right there with your fucking hand out. And that makes me sick. I hope these 5 billionaires that control all of the fucking media, I'm sorry about my language, this might get a heated conversation, because honestly, the things I've listened to this morning have made me quite heated. And I'm telling you, like Bear, I'm going to quote Bear Independent. I got one of his links for you too. You can kiss my hairy white ass. And that's how I feel about it. Faith, faith, faith. You're a vessel for God to reach people. Thank you. And you know what? Right before Patriot Nurse, another person that I highly, highly recommend. And she was talking about how she prays before every live stream, that God may reach through her and touch someone. And it may not be in a huge way. It might not be a huge thing you say. It might just be the fact that you were there to talk to them that day, or to share ideas with. Whatever. You can positively impact their day, And I agree with that. If we all, and I did, and this morning I did. I got on my knees. When I pray, I try to get on my knees. I will say I don't do it every single time, but I like to get on my knees and bow before the Lord and just ask Him, whatever I talk about today, or whatever I glean from today's live stream, I hope that all of it will be done through you, Lord. And I know there's a lot of you that don't believe in God or don't believe, but you know what? There's a universe out there, and positivity out brings positivity in. And if we constantly just are in a state of worry or fear or whatever, that already is affecting your immune system. It's bringing you down. It's bringing you down. And then the more GMOs we eat, the more shit we put in our body, the more impossible meats, the more Bill Gates vaccines. It's the dumbing and the dumbing and the dumbing down. And you can't tell me that the society hasn't been. I found when I moved into this house, the person who owns it, her grandmother owned this house, and they all vacationed here as kids. And when I moved in, she said there was some stuff she just doesn't want and didn't feel like moving. So I was like, okay, well, I'll go through it myself, and if I don't want it, I'll throw it away or call you or whatever. I found school books from the 7th grade that were serious mechanical training. Like, it was all but the hands-on training of building things and doing things and making things and something productive with your 2 hands that you did. And we have wood shop. I'll show it to you guys one day. I'll do a live on my phone and show it to you guys. I have a bookshelf that reaches from my floor to my ceiling that's like 5 foot wide, and it's beautiful. You would not know it wasn't bought at a furniture store. My dad built that in 7th grade. I'm stuck on 7th grade. Anyway, but they both were. It was 7th grade. They were stuck on it. Like, they had educations that will never end. They had economics and civics teaching you what the different branches of the government are and what they're responsible for. And, when you take a look at our government and the branches, and I'm going to say this, I voted for Trump, don't get me wrong, but I'm going to say this, there were a lot of people that Trump appointed to cabinets and put into powerful positions that aren't on our side. They're not. And he has to know they're not. He's not stupid. He's a very smart individual. Now, I will agree that he was not always getting, he wasn't always getting good information. Like, I think that the people giving him his information were terrible people, and they were giving him wrong information. I do think that. Guys, I'm gonna have to slow down the chat. It's like going too fast for me to see. That was fun. Anyway, but yeah, guys, chip in. Tell me what you think of all this. Tell me what you've got to say. And oh, and the impeachment. Did I start with that? You guys got to remind me if I say something twice or whatever. You just gonna have to excuse it. I'm sorry. But the impeachment got thrown out, I guess. And I gotta tell you, I just can't even believe these people are so fucking. They want to destroy any kind of opposition to what their narrative. They want to destroy you. They're not happy enough just to take over the power and be, okay, we're the president now, which all of us, even if we didn't vote for Obama, we did come together and stand behind him as a president, because if our president fails, we're fucking failures. So none of us want that. So we stood behind him, and we gave him the respect of being the president, and we treated Michelle Obama with kid gloves like she was some huge humanitarian, which she very well may have been. But we've said nothing about Melania and what a beautiful soul she is. And she truly cares. She truly cares about the people that she's helping. And it shows that she truly cares. May well be the best of ever First Ladies. And I tell you what, I will go to my grave respecting her. And they cut off her clothing line. And it wasn't because it wasn't making money. It was. They cut off her clothing line because they can shut you down. This is economic warfare, people. They'll just shut you down. They'll just cancel you. Cancel culture. They're going to cancel you. That's what it's going to be. And we're all in this boat together. Especially the people like in all these families. Marfugel and Prepper Nurse, and of course it's all probably a lot of repeat people too. W7, it was Richie from Boston, now it's Richie from Boston 3, and Outback Overlander. So I don't know if you guys know about that. You can follow him there. I just recently opened up a BitChute, and I haven't explored any yet. I have to. I need to, but I haven't explored any yet. But I think a lot of our creators are going to BitChute, and I think we should go to these other platforms and support them. I think we should go to these other platforms and get involved with their chats. Get involved in their comments. Like Survival Living for Normal People says. Wait, that's not him. That's not him. Oh, what's his name? Oh, well, it's escaped me. It does. But what he says is so true. You know, start small and work yourself up. You know what I mean? Start small with things and just keep on, buy a couple soap hairs. If we do a couple little things each week, and we try to do everything we can each day to improve our situation, God knows that. He sees that. He knows our intent, our heart. He knows our integrity. And, integrity is what you do when no one's watching. Well, that no one watching is watching. I was checking on the dog, sorry. But anyway, I think that was all about the impeachment fail. Oh, one thing I don't want to say about that is a lot of people are saying that you can't impeach a president that's already out of office. You most certainly can. You can go back and impeach a president at any point in time. And what happens is presidents retain their social service personnel all through their lives after that. And there's also other benefits they receive that are forever. And if you can impeach them, and they are never allowed to run for office again, and neither are there any of their family members. So yes, you can impeach a president after he's out of office. And yes, it can do him serious harm. Now, I think there might be some kind of money thing too, but what's Trump worried about? And one other thing I wanted to say about Trump and about him loving America so much, I do believe he loves America. And I do believe that he does truly wants what is best for all of us as a whole, that everybody that has kids or grandkids has to want this planet to be a better place for them. And I do think all that, but I also believe that this hidden hand, this cabal that we are fighting, there's none of them who are, there's none of them that are showing their faces or that we know. Like, we would have no way of seeing or getting in touch with or finding the address of or any of that from these people. These people are the top. And if you've never done any research on the May Queen, and yes, it is a Led Zeppelin song, and yes, it is referring to the May Queen. And if you look up who the May Queen is, you will be very, very surprised. And there used to be a girl on YouTube. She's been silenced for months. Her name is Michelle, and it was Deception Bites. And she had done a big series on this May Queen and about the children. It was all about the children. And you really should just take a minute to watch it. But she met with Donald Trump at the place, I'm not going to remember the name right now, but the place up north where they all go, and it's Martha's Vineyard. She made, not she, met him there. She requested his presence at Martha's Vineyard. And they had discussions, no drinks, no dinner, no nothing. They spoke, and she left. And the next day, Trump did some, I can't remember what it was. But if you guys look it up, you will find it. And I can't remember what it was, but it was his first thing. And he did not arrest Hillary. And I do believe that was part of what that May Queen, I forget her real name, but she had a real name, but they called her the May Queen. And stealing hundreds of children from the United States. So these people are literally, they're absolutely insane and literally evil. And anyone that listens to channels like I listen to, or comments the comments that I do, because I don't hold back in my comments, and I probably should, I apologize, but I think all of us know, it's coming down the path pretty quick. The snowball's way over the hill now. So slowing it down is just, not going to happen. And the ones of us who know it and we're awake and we see it, those are the ones that they're going to be coming for. And these drones will come right to your door. You'll answer your door thinking it's a package or whatnot, and it killed you on the spot. And I can't remember what movie it was that showed it, but they show us what they're going to do to us, or for us, shall we say, in the name of helping us. So we all better take a look at history and all the many things that are repeating themselves now. I mean, Papers, Please is going to be nothing. The FEMA camps are real. And you better wake up, everybody. It's time to wake up. And it's so funny, too, because we try to go around, I know I do, and I'm sure that all of y'all do. We go around in our daily lives trying to make people understand and see that the numbers just don't make sense for what's going on here, right? So yesterday, just a little bit of personal anecdote story, and also I wanted to tell you about my awesome news. But yesterday, Steve and I went to a dealership to drive a car that we had researched and picked out, and knew this was the one we wanted, and knew this was probably the dealership we wanted to work with. And we go in, and first of all, we go in, and no one's wearing masks. You know what I mean? No one's wearing masks. Well, I'm lying. There were a couple people here and there wearing a mask, but this is Florida. People weren't. And nobody was heckling anybody because they weren't wearing a mask either. And my salesman wasn't having a mask on. And we did the whole rigmarole you do, and it takes a long time. It's tiring. And my man is a real big pushover. He so hates conflict. He'd sign the first deal given to him because, you know what I mean, he just doesn't want to fight for a price. And I'm complete opposite. I'll get up and walk out that dealership 5 times. I don't give a shit. So we found the car we were looking for, and the guy he didn't want me to leave. He kept trying. Now, this is how God works in your life, or my life today. And this was just one of the ways that he shows me every single day that he is with me and walking with me. But we haggled for a little bit, and then I said, no, I'm going home. I said, not only do we have to discuss it, but I believe in the Lord, and we have to discuss it. So Steve and I walked out and came home, and we came home, and we were trying to see how much cash we could scrape together to be able to buy this car, because my car is just dead. It is just dead. So we go over there, and the second time, oh no, I'm sorry, we come home, and we're sitting here, and we're trying to figure out how much money we had, how much money we could put down on this car, because of course every bit we could put down would be less money that we would pay back, obviously, interest rate, blah, blah, blah. So we came home, we put all of our cash together, and we're sitting here thinking about it, and we're trying to go through the pros and cons of like a Malibu over the Trailblazer, but because of the 2 big dogs, and the Malibu just wasn't comfortable for me to drive. So we did want the Trailblazer. So we go back and we find the model of Trailblazer we want. I'm sorry, I'm still going back too soon, man. I'm stoned this morning. You guys got to give me a break. So we're sitting here deciding, and all of a sudden there's a knock on the door. And so Steve goes out, and we have this huge set of papers out here that Steve didn't use for a job, and it's been sitting there 2 years. It's driving me nuts, right? This guy comes up and buys these fucking papers for $500 in cash. Right when we're trying to decide whether we should do this or not, trying to scramble together the money that we have for a down payment, and dude knocks on the door and gives me $500. Now, if you don't believe in God, or you don't think that's God, and you think that's just a coincidence of the universe, I gotta be honest. You should probably leave this channel, because that's just crazy talk for me. That's just crazy talk to me. He's in my life every day. He talks to me all day long, and he knows my heart. He knows what I think and my blessings. So anyway, moving on from that. Starting your own business stuff. I want to talk about that a little bit. I want to talk about how every one of us can make money in this new environment, or how every one of us can find a way to help someone in this new environment. And when you help one person, and then another person, then somebody else sees that help, and they ask you to work for them. Like, word of mouth is amazing advertisement. And finding something that you're good at and that you love to do. Like, whatever it is your hobby is, like, and I don't care what it is. I'm even going to take, like, say, that'd be too expensive. I'm going to go with an easy one. Let's say, like, house sitting. You're going to start a house sitting business. So you start with, doing something like, even on Rover, they have house sitters too that they don't take care of they take care of the pets with the house, but they don't take care of the dogs in their home. They do house sitting in their home. And that's a really easy way for a startup business, because you're not putting anything out. Like, there's nothing you need to buy to be able to go do that. So you can start a business like that with absolutely zero capital. All you have to have is desire, good workmanship, and you have to be spreading the word about your business too. Like when I run into somebody in the grocery store, let's say, and they say, "Man, you're buying a lot of dog treats," or "How are you today?" Whatever they say, I say, "Yeah, I board dogs and I do doggy daycare in my home, and this is for all the babies." And so a lot of people these days own dogs, and quite frankly, people do want to go out of town. They don't want to have their dog. Even here in Florida, though, you can't really not people really traveling like cruises and such. They are most certainly doing road trips and things. And they don't want to take I wouldn't want to take Asher and leave on a road trip. You know what I mean? That would just be miserable. So, right then you struck up um, a conversation about your business, and now you're handing out a card. And that is one thing I would recommend. The minute you decide what you think it is that you want to do, you get a card made up of what that is and your phone number. And when you work with a company like Rover or something to get started, what you do is you work for them and you don't break your contract with them. In other words, if you get a call for them through them and it's for a dog that they want you to watch or a house that they want you to watch, and you take that job, from then on and out, that customer still belongs to Rover. So even if that customer tries to call you independently and say, "Hey, what would you do it on the side without Rover?" You don't do that. It's just bad business practice. It's bad energy that you're putting out there, and and sooner or later it'll bite you in the ass. You know what I mean? They're going to notice that you're not having repeats and such like that because everybody has repeats, you know. So that would be the first thing would be finding something that you absolutely love to do or like to do. I mean, making money isn't always going to be yippee, you know what I mean? It's not always going to be like that. But finding something you like to do, maybe cleaning, maybe doing slight business work for people. I know people like me that get sick. When I came home, there was a stack of mail that was like 2 feet tall all across the desk because Stephen has never taken care of the finances and kept this house rolling before. He had no idea what to do with that stuff. So it just sat there waiting for me. And I would have paid somebody big bucks. You guys got to hold on, my watch is going crazy. Now that I don't have to buy a new car, now I have to buy a new washer. Poop. I forget what I was talking about. Oh, the small business. So yeah, finding something you love to do and finding something, like Jason with her art or that I forget who does the metal jewelry. I'd love to know. I can't remember. You guys are gonna have to figure that out for me. And maybe you carve, maybe you do wood art, whatever you do, create and do growing little pretty blooming flowers in pots and selling them alongside the road. We are all going to need a side hustle, and we're all going to need a way to support ourselves. And maybe you can just be somebody that can go and listen to people or sit with old people while their people work. There's a lot of people struggling right now with their elderly in their home that they don't have time to take care of. So I do think there is something for everyone, and I do think there's probably some real serious credential checks with that one, like, if you signed up with a company or whatnot. And if we do sign up that was another thing. If you do sign up with a company like Rover, there's so many more too. I hate to keep mentioning them. But if you do sign up with a company like them and you do all your repeats through them and all that, if you're a fast responder, like I typically respond to a request within 2 minutes. And I typically seal 90% of my deals. So I am promoted like to the top of their page when I'm on my game. So, these companies will, and they'll feed you the business as much as you want, as much as you can take. And you can grow this quickly. And and I'm sure that's what's same with the other businesses. You can grow them quickly with very little cost towards you. All the owners bring their food, their toys, all that kind of stuff. Their bedding sometimes. Most of the time I tell them not to because I have so much here. But it's something that, and like I said, you can set your pound weight, you can set your breed type, you can set the days of the week you're willing to do it. Let's say if it's like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or something like that. Now, the more filters you put on, obviously, the less you'll show up. But you can really make a go of it. And then what happens is you give your cards to all those rover people that are coming to you. And always put them in their bags to go home with a little note attached that said, if you could hand these out amongst your friends, I would really appreciate it. Well, I cannot tell you guys how fast it went crazy. Now, one thing about me is I live in a place where I am extremely close to several medical facilities, several lab facilities, and these millennials and such today, and not only just millennials, it's older people too. They're living different lifestyles than we did in the 89 and 90 years where we married out of high school and, having babies was our first priority and such. That's not the way our young people today see it. In fact, I've come to grips with the fact that I won't be a grandma. It is what it is. But then I loved my kids so much. And so I definitely think that this age is the impacts of this age are irreversible. It's just I don't think there's any going back. And that's really sad to me. It's really sad to me. So I had a little teeny bit of hope when President Trump was in office. I did. I had some hopes. I had some, I reserved a little bit of that fantasy in the back of my head that something would happen. But like I said, I still don't think it matters. I don't think it matters who's there. You know, it's just another puppet that's going to do what they're told. And 5 billionaires own all our media, all of our publishing houses, all of our newspapers. I mean, how do you think you're going to get any truth from that? How in the world could you possibly get truth from that? Education. All of the facts, all of the things that have happened with the vaccine, all of the things that have happened since vaccines started getting more aggressive. I mean, the ingredients of the vaccine, the facts that the vaccine companies can't be held responsible if they kill or maim your child. No, can't be responsible for that. It's time, America, that we realize we need to ask questions. And the fact that we can't ask them is absolutely seriously mind blowing. It's amazing to me that we cannot. It's amazing that we cannot get enough together of the true American spirit people in one location to do what needs to be done. It really is a shame. They're cutting us off in every possible way that they can to make it so we can't talk to each other. So we can't question any of the narrative, you know? I mean, let's face it, they don't want you to change your mind. They don't want to be nice about it. They want to re-educate you and your children. And they're taking away children from parents that are radicalists because they're Christian, because they believe in Jesus. because they believe they have a right to live and be left alone. I, with COPD and congestive heart failure and one foot in the grave and one on the banana peel, and I can see better what's going on than I just don't get it. I don't understand how people can't see it. Oh, I know. I know. I know. Gas is going up so much. It's just incredible. And it's going to go faster because they're talking about even more gas tax. You're right. And the fact is, that does it for everything. We all know that when gas prices go up, the delivery systems, they charge more. And then when they charge more, the grocers charge more. And, end result is that those dollars they're printing are worth nothing. They're worth nothing. We're idolizing a piece of paper. Tell me how crazy that is. Idolizing a piece of paper. Idolizing a man who sniffs little girls' hair and has a son who has total connections to China. He has connections. And these things never make the news. Never makes the news. Nobody can talk about it. Nobody tell the truth about Biden. Now they're saying on applications, there is a box that says, are you a Biden or a Trump supporter? Now, is that what is discrimination? If that's not it, I don't know what is. Crimes against humanity? Oh my gosh. Guys, we're losing this. We're losing this battle. We're losing this war. Not just this battle. We're losing this war. And the words they use are always backwards. So you know how it says in the garden that you can eat all the fruit except for the apple that is forbidden, for it is the knowledge of good and evil, right? That's not quote word for word, that's just what I remember. And so the modern text says that you cannot eat from this bush of the fruit of knowledge, making it like all knowledge. No, it was the knowledge of the good and the evil, being able to perceive the good and the evil. And I don't know about you guys, but I tell you what, the dimensions idea blows my mind. I have a hard time wrapping my head around the things that are going on. Like, sometimes it's hard to believe that this is the United States of America still. I mean, when I grew up, it was just, I was so happy to be born where I was born and loved looking out my bedroom window at the green leaves, in the summer, building snowmen in the winter. Of course, we still had acid rain. Probably still do, but I don't know. That is one thing I wanted to ask you guys, and those who watch later, obviously, maybe 10 o'clock isn't going to work for our live stream. I do appreciate every 9 of you here. I wish you would talk to me in the chat, because then we'd have more to talk about. But maybe I'm boring you today, and that's okay. I will tell you that I've had some juicing results. I think I told you guys that I started juicing about a week ago. And I probably even explained some of the juices that I had. And they were all really good. I mean, their tastes were, I just chug it, so I don't worry about the taste. But none of them were like drinking cranberry grape juice that I'm used to, that's clear, no pulp, and goes down real smooth. It's not like that. It's not juice like that, which I get and I understand. And that's why it has the vitamins and stuff in it that it does. So I've continued to do it. I did make one batch that was 100% celery juice, and I did not like that. But this last time I did a stalk of celery and about a half a bag of baby carrots, which I won't buy them again. I'll buy the just regular big things of carrots because they're a lot cheaper. And lemon and lime, orange and apple, and I want to say there was other things in there. I don't think so right now. But anyway, there was a lot of stuff in it. And I drank it and saved, of course, some for tomorrow. A special way you save it so you can do it ahead of time. And I got to tell you that it's been working. It's really been working. I have felt so much better this week than previous weeks. I've had a lot more consistent days where I felt good. And so I just want to say that was my thing. It was easy to clean up and it's easy to do, and it doesn't take long. And it is definitely worth the time you put into it. So, as always, I love you guys, and I hope to see you later. And sorry I missed so many of you today. I really am. I'm sorry. And I love you all. No, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And I do get it too. That's the other thing I should remember is going across time zones. So I'll try to remember to do something a little later. And I love you guys. And I hope everybody has a great day. And I just want to um, end this in a little prayer. And I know that's crazy and it probably doesn't. You guys can tune out if you don't want to. But I just want to say thank you to the Lord Jesus for letting us have this time together and blessing us, Lord, to be able to communicate with one another and bring each other our opinions and different news sources, things that we have learned over the last day. And may this channel and I just give to you all the glory, Lord, because you are the only way. Amen. Thank you guys so much. I love you, and I will see you on the next time. Maybe the next time. My button doesn't work. Sorry, guys. Bye.